Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I'm your reader, Jay. These are going to be special birthday messages for the sign of Aries. What's going on, Aries? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Well, Aries, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating today, March 21st, happy birthday to you. And anyone who's watching at a later date, I hope you guys have an amazing birthday. I hope everything that you put down on your wish list, that you blew your candles out for, comes true, okay? Aries, I do things a little bit differently here than I do in the general. You'll see as I do the shuffle, I'll lay them out a little bit differently. And then at the end, we'll give you an oracle card, and that's about it. So happy birthday once again, okay, guys? I hope you guys have a wonderful day. All right, one more time. Give me the messages for Aries during their birthday period between March 21st and April 20th. Messages for Aries during their birthday period between March 21st and April 20th. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Aries, let's see what comes out for you, okay? Wow, that was quick. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No bottom of the deck energy. We provide that overall kind of glimpse with the oracle card, okay? And we're going to flip all these now, and then once they're all up, we'll talk about the positions and what they mean. Wow, a lot of green there in the bottom row, huh? All right. Okay. Let's see if I can space these out right. Should have mentioned, but there's a timestamp. There will be a timestamp in the description box if you want to jump over this, finicking over the positions that I do a little bit. How's that look? Looks pretty good, actually. Wow, very good. All right, Aries, let's see. Your first position will be here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like I counted them out. And your first position is what you're coming into this reading with, what you kind of already know, what's already established in your life. All right? And then I'll explain the rest as we go. I was about to give you like all the positions, but then I realized I don't do that. I take it step by step. So first position, what you're coming in with, what you already know. King of Pentacles. Oh, let me go back a second. Oh, I haven't done these in a month, so I kind of forgot. So also what you want to think of, you know, it is a birthday reading, and I don't know about you, but I'm a fan of cake on my birthday, so that's kind of like how I designed this. So this is kind of like your foundation, the bulk of the cake, the contents of your cake, right? Then you have these two up here, which are kind of like the icing or the gifts. And then at the top, of course, is going to be the candle. And what do you do with the candle? You wish upon it, okay? So that's the general overview, but I'll remind you as we go along. Now, again, your first position, what you're coming in with, what you're already familiar with, you have the King of Pentacles. So, Aries, I'm feeling for many of you, much like the posture of that guy, you might be a little bit exhausted. And particularly, Aries, I'm feeling that you would be exhausted in your home life or something to do with your stability. So that could be your job, it can be your home life, it can be your finances are kind of stressing you out or kind of tapping you out. And you know, the reason I use different decks is to allow for different interpretations, because let me tell you, the King of Pentacles traditionally in the Rider-Waite deck especially, you wouldn't imagine this energy coming from that card. But this card, I'm feeling this, like you're tapped out, like you're really kind of over it. You could read this, the silhouette of that guy, you could read it as if he's relaxing, as if he's very comfortable, which I think is kind of true. He is comfortable, but there is still, for me, as I pick this up and I interact with this energy of feeling like, oh my God, I just can't anymore, or oh my God, I want this to be over, or, you know, kind of pushing yourself to the limit or kind of pushing yourself across a finish line. So, in the cityscape in the back, you might have issues with travel, or your work might involve a lot of travel. Your work might involve working in a high stress, like I'm, you know, envisioning a place like New York City or something like that, where it's a lot of hustle and bustle. And so there's just perhaps been a lot on your shoulders lately. Again, it could be home, it could be work, could be finances. Yeah. Being that it's Pentacles, and I don't usually go with the suits for my timing, like I usually just, I mean, it's kind of coming in this way, it's coming in both ways. Because this is Pentacles, and Pentacles are the slowest of the suits, I'm feeling that this energy has been with you for a while, possibly years. And some of you are coming to like like I said, a breaking point or the brink of something. And it's a culmination point right now. And could be, you know, your solar return. That usually happens during the birthday season of any sign. You know, you kind of get reflective over your life. What has the last year of my life brought me? What do I want to do with the next year of my life? So on and so forth. But then also right now, Aries, I'm doing this reading still in the Mercury retrograde. It's over in a week for 2019, March 2019, right? And then also you have just the astrological renewal. You know, we just finished Pisces season. Here we are in Aries season, your season, and you're the first up to bat. So there is just like this weight on you, on the energy surrounding you, on maybe your environment, or like I said, like certain aspects of your life. So maybe finances are great, and maybe the home life is great, but maybe something about work is just too much. Or maybe the finances are really weighing you down, but your home life and your work life are pretty stable. You know what I mean? So it's not a total wash, but whatever area this is hitting for you, it's been like that for a minute. The Pentacles slow, and the King is like the top. So I'm feeling some of you might have been or might still be in positions of power, quote unquote positions of power. So you could be the boss, you could be the manager, you could be the head of the household, you could be the head of a financial institution. I don't know, but there's just a lot that's on your shoulders, and you're just like having to carry it further across until you hit a finish line. And for some of you, until you hit a wall, until you hit a place of no impasse. And for some of you, that's happened. This is the energy that's coming in, and that's why you are in this exhausted position, this like kind of, I can't take this anymore, right? For the sake of the argument, or well, in this case, the sake of the general reading, or for those where it's not stressful, and this is for fewer people than the first group. But for those who are in the second group, where it's kind of everything is coming up roses for you, for lack of a better phrasing, I think that you're maybe burdened or somehow challenged to get another challenge under your feet. Like for those Aries who aren't really experiencing that hitting the brink of something, you have kind of topped out. You've conquered yourself, or you've conquered a project, you've hit a goal, and you've kind of rested on your laurels a little bit, kicked up your feet, relaxed a little bit. And I think the challenge for you is, what's next? What else do I have to do? And that might be a burden. Like some of you may be like, I'm 45, I've got decent amount of money in the bank, I live in a penthouse, I don't want to work anymore, I want to retire. And you're like, but I'm 45. You know what I mean? And so you might have a little bit of a struggle there. I mean, and that might sound kind of weird to other people. That's a struggle to have enough money and enough security to retire at 45. But for some people, that could be kind of a crisis. So coming into this Aries in either group, you've got things that you have to work with. One more thing. Thank you. It's like, I don't know why we're wrapping that up. But the other thing about this Aries is, I don't want you to take anything that I've just said as something that don't let it discourage you, because the King he's able to meet adversity. He will be challenged, but he's the highest court card. So he has accomplished something. He's proven himself at a previous point. He's gone through the trials and the tribulations that has allowed him, and I'm saying him only because it's a king. You could be a female, and this applies to you, of course. But you've gone through those trials and tribulations that have allowed you to ascend to a higher plateau, right? And until we get into the major arcanas, this is the highest you can get in the minors. This is the highest you can get in the court cards. A king of any suit, okay? So don't be discouraged by you're at the end of something or you're reaching the limits of something, but whatever challenges or whatever pitfalls you might come into, you'll be able to withstand it because you have that King energy, okay? Now, your second position is what's kind of in your core. It's kind of what's resting with you for the majority of your birthday period. And you have the Seven of Pentacles. So similar to what I was just saying, you know what you're doing. You know, this silhouette here, this gardener, he knows what he's doing. He's plotted these seeds, which are sprouting pentacles on that bush, right? And it's an evaluation period for you right now during your birthday period. You know, you're not having, but you have the opportunity, whether you take it or not. But I think most of you will take it, is to look over what's going on. Again, pentacles, home, work, family, a little bit, security, money, things like this. And sometimes health. Somebody needed to know that. Sometimes health. Don't ignore the health portion. Like, was kind of what I was just like elbowed into saying. So there is this recognition that I can reap or I can continue to plant is what I'm feeling. And I think that's kind of what some of you are not wrestling with, but considering, like I said, evaluating, is to reap what you have now, you know, get what you can get out of it, or do I continue to let my abundance grow? Do I continue to let this garden grow? So it's kind of interesting because I think it works out for you no matter what you do. Don't take that to the bank, of course. This is not like a prediction. Tarot is very fickle. Things can change on your end. It's all energetic, blah, blah, blah. But I have to just give somebody that. I have to tell you that. Don't like bank on this or any other tarot reading because energy is fluid. My influence in this, well, not my influence, but my tapping into this reading at this moment talks about this moment and when you're going to watch this. 5 days later, things might shift. I don't know why I have to explain that, but I guess I do for somebody. But for the most part, it feels like if you choose to reap, if you choose to kind of cash in your chips, you know, like I said, for that group or that person who might be considering retiring well before retirement age because you have enough stability, you've got enough money, you know, you're set for life in terms of your physical needs, your material needs. If you want to do that, great. If you don't want to do that, also great. Or rather, the time in which you'll take to evaluate will reveal which answer or which choice, which direction to move in is correct. Okay? Now, for those where you're the stressed out King of Pentacles and you're reaching your limits with something, some of you are looking at whatever is testing you, is challenging you, is calling upon you to push further or encouraging you to stop altogether and kind of, you know, stop putting in that effort. Oh my God, I just lost that thought. Wow. Okay, they stripped that right out of me. They stripped that right out. What the hell was I gonna say? I don't know. This is like the first time that's like severely happened like that. Wow, that's crazy. Other things have happened when I was doing your meditation, so that's kind of weird. And maybe that means something, you know, the fact that, I mean, there's no documentation, you guys didn't see it, but I saw something when I was meditating. I can't even describe it, what I saw when I was meditating before I turned on the camera. And the fact that I literally, like, my brain, I don't even know what tangent I was on. All I know was I was trying to connect this to the tired group of Aries, and I can't make that connection again. So that might mean something. Maybe you're not meant to make a connection to something anymore. I don't know. Concerning your money, concerning potential harvests, I don't know. Wow. All right, let me see if I can get maybe not that message, but another message. So the Aries who are having this exhausted feeling and the Seven of Pentacles, what are we getting from that? What am I getting from that? You might, okay. There's a change. Okay, thank you. Because this is not at all what the original thought was. I know that for sure. But what they're allowing me to tell you, and that has been coming up also in my readings lately, what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say, is you might need to have a change in perspective and or posture, right? Because look at this. Oh, I guess I should show you that one. Same sky, by the way. Look at that. Same skyline, you know, maybe the same day. or the same location. But going from this exhausted, burned out to reflective, you know, really considering and standing up. Yeah. So there is this idea for some of you, Aries, to become more proactive, to not rest on your laurels, or to not let the stress of the situation keep you inactive, right? I mean, there's not like a whole lot of activity here. Okay, thank you. Don't let the stress of this weigh you down. Stand up, move around. Even if you're just like walking small laps in your house or moving from one room to another in your house, do something that gets you in a different position. Physically, Pentacles, physically, okay? Because when you move about, you change your location, you know, here we have the penthouse, kind of the rooftop overlooking the city, right? And then we have the countryside, a farmland here in the Seven of Pentacles. So there's something about changing your position, your posture, something like that, that they want me to translate for the stressful group. And we covered the retiring early group, so you guys are good. Now, your third position is how you're moving forward, what might be coming towards you, what you might need to expect. Five of Pentacles. So Pentacles heavy here in your bottom row. Very, very, very anchored on your physical world, your material world, your physical body. Again, for somebody, your health is important. But Five of Pentacles coming into that third position. So, Aries, you will still be unsure or disappointed or reflective. I feel the reflection will persist even after some of you have made a choice. You'll be thinking, did I make the right choice? And you'll have a little bit of a panic, or you have a little bit of a, oh man, I hope I made the right choice, as you like, you know, slide your retirement package or whatever over to HR. Is like, yep, in 2 months I'm out of here. And like inside of your chest, there's like a clenching, like a, or whatever you're reflecting on back here that's exhausted you, that you've changed your position on, or changed your posture about, or changed your perspective about, or whatever you've done. It's not clear. There is, no matter which group you're in, and I know this is not the greatest message to hear, but you're just going to have second thoughts, second guessing yourself, worrying about the outcome of a decision that you've already made. Because the outcome is not immediate, is what I'm feeling. Again, Pentacles, slow moving energy. So the retirement thing, like I said, you sign the paperwork, you tell them, you know, you get in touch with Social Security, you do all that stuff months in advance from when you actually retire, right? If this is different considerations or different things that you're doing with your money, right? If you decide to make changes in terms of your finances, how you invest, how you spend your money, how you save your money, you're not going to see those results overnight. So there is this kind of worry and anxiety and concern that you've done the right thing in the interim of seeing the results. Natural to me. And it's, I mean, look at now, we went from a bright sky, a sky where there were no clouds and we could kind of see what was going on, to now we have a dark sky, yeah, and there's a moon up there. So you're moving into a place of uncertainty. And again, further reflection, thinking back over this decision that you've made here. I'm not sure that you should do that. You're going to do it. Some of you, most of you probably, but I don't think you should. I think you should really like make the decision, rip off the Band-Aid, and just let it go. As best as you can. As best as you can. That's the best advice. As best as you can. Okay? Now your fourth position, like I said earlier, is the gift or the icing on the cake. What is coming into you that is meant to help you or guide you. Now, I've said all that, and then of course you see what this is. Ten of Swords. What? Jay, you said this was a gift. This was the icing on the cake. Maybe it's a spicy icing, I don't know. No, I don't mean to joke, because this is not comfortable. I mean, you can look at this silhouette, and if you know the regular or the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you know that this is not a pretty sight. So, and the other thing that we must consider is that it's attached to your King of Pentacles and your Seven of Pentacles energy. So some of you are losing something. Absolutely. You're losing something. You're closing something up. You are at the end, like I said earlier, kind of at the end of your rope in a situation, and it's painful. Sorry, but that is a gift. And here's where I got to turn into like this, you know, mantra type person. You know, the hardest part is over with. Yeah. The part, if you're looking for the hopeful upswing of this message, Aries, is the rays of light behind this character's silhouette. The dawning of a new day. Whatever you're ending, your job, certain aspects within your home. Maybe you're moving. Maybe some of you are in separation or will be in separation from your partner or from your family, from your children, for whatever reason. I'm not sensing that clearly, but I'm just trying to give you examples of how this could be affecting you. Whatever you're letting go of, whether it's in good spirits or in negative spirits or regretful spirits or painful spirits, it's done. It's done. And that's the gift. The pain, the anguish, the feeling betrayed or being accused of being a betrayer, whatever your experience is, it's over. Yeah? The brunt of it, the biggest sting of it, over. That could be why some of you are exhausted. I don't know why I put that down. Because you knew this ending was coming. You've been anticipating it. You've been worried about it. You've been hit financially because of it. You've been hit in your home, like I said, separations, maybe divorces. Maybe in your job. Maybe some of you are getting downsized. You know, the company you work for, you know, they were, what do you call that? Acquired by a bigger company. And in that merging of entities, your job was reduced or eliminated. Painful stuff. Absolutely. But with that Ten of Swords touching that Seven of Pentacles, you have perspective. You have a chance to look at it from a different angle. Consider a different approach. Plot a new route for yourself. You've seen this coming. And with her right next door, because we're about to move to her, you've seen this coming. You've known it was coming in some form or fashion. You know, and that's the thing about Aries. I'm having to say this over and over again, so I don't know why. Again, astrologically, the new Zodiac year, Pisces season with this retrograde, all this kind of stuff. So I feel that you, Aries, have been more circling thoughts and memories and experiences in your mind than you normally would. Because Aries, you're resilient. Yeah, I don't have to tell you about yourselves, but I will for a second. You have this tenacity with things. You have this, all right, what am I dealing with? You evaluate things pretty quickly. But here, I'm not feeling it. Again, Pentacles, slower energy. The Ten of Swords is sharp and quick. So the sharp quickness of that Ten of Swords, when it came, or when that exacting point of pain came to you, you have slowly dealt with it. Or you will slowly deal with it, as opposed to how quickly you normally kind of bounce back from pain or setbacks. So I want that to be underlined. I know this is not your normal, but this is what's going on right now, okay? Fifth position, your second gift, the other part of the icing on your cake. Major Arcana, High Priestess. She's associated with the moon, which is Cancer. So you might have a Cancer of importance around you, but you don't have to. have been to counseling. This posture is giving me like therapist, or you might view tarot or psychics and mediums or whoever as your therapist. But some of you have been in counsel with someone else, and they've been really enlightening you. But they've also been challenging you, telling you things you don't want to hear, telling you things you never knew or never considered. And that can be both good and bad. That's up for you. That's up for you to kind of decide and interpret for yourself. But there's this idea of coming to the high priestess, either the person or the energy. If you're not in therapy, this is your first tarot reading. Thank you, I'm honored. But if you're not actively seeking outside help, this is you needing to consider outside help, or needing, in either group, those who are actively with outside counsel and outside help, or those who are not. But you need to touch base with some form of higher knowing, power, learning in some cases. If you, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you need, there's something about needing guidance. And if you can't trust a stranger that you pay on an hourly basis, you can't trust a stranger through YouTube or Yelp reviews or whatever, trust yourself. If you've been away from church or some type of religious background that you grew up with, get back in touch with that. I feel that because this is very grounded, yeah? Pentacles is very practical. Again, the physical, material world, what you can see, touch, taste, and hear, and all that good stuff, yeah? This is not that. The high priestess is up in the ether. She exists, or she has access to, or she has some understanding of all that isn't in the physical world. So there's a need, and again, this is a gift. So it's an opportunity, yeah? For you to get some answers, get some clarity, find some peace or some healing, whatever the hell you're after, Aries, in the form of this energy or in the form of a person who could operate this way in your life. Again, a counselor, a therapist, a priest, a rabbi, your best friend, but the one who's like into mystical shit. I don't know. She assists with that new perspective and that different positioning, that different posture that you take towards your problems. And she counsels you, perhaps helps to heal you or give you that new perspective, or give you some wake-up call or radical is what I'm feeling. Radical realization that you need in this Five of Pentacles. Because I feel a lot of you are going to spend some time in that Five of Pentacles. And not to say like she's here. Number one, let me tell you that. Let me pick her back up and let me tell you. She's not a cheerleader. She's not here to tell you, ooh, woo, 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 it's all okay. You're a champion. You're the star. I mean, she might tell you some of that stuff. But the High Priestess is more in the business of telling you what is true. So if you've effed up, Aries, she's going to tell you that. That might increase this Five of Pentacles experience for you. That might, damper you even further. But again, it's a gift that you might not appreciate or be able to fully comprehend. Hard truths come out of her mouth. Sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're not nice. But it's always in the realm or in the vein of perspective, healing, clarity. Peace is very important for some of you. Peacefulness. Calmness, yeah? I hope she has good things to tell you, but be prepared to hear some foul things. Be prepared to hear things that are not nice, that are not pleasant, that don't fit your idea of what you need to pull you out of a rut or pull you out of whatever's going on down here, okay? Wow, interesting. Now at the top of your cake, in your sixth position, like I told you earlier, it's kind of the candle on the cake, and what do you do with candles? You make a wish, yeah? So this might be something that you're wishing for, or something that comes to you and is a wish come true, but you didn't even know that you were wishing for it. So it's a little open-ended, yeah? I mean, all of tarot is open-ended, but this is definitely a part of that. So Page of Swords. So for some of you, going way back to, well, not way back, but going back to that idea, and this is interesting. This has never happened in my readings, Pages can represent children. This silhouette isn't necessarily a child, but you know, if you think about it, it is someone's child on this earth. This person, whoever posed for that photo or the original shot of this silhouette, is someone's child. So some of you are wishing for your child, to reconnect with them, to, in terms of this being a Page of Swords, to speak to them, communicate with them, something like that. So that's important for maybe like one or two of you, yeah? But more than that, you are wishing for, Aries, or what you might not realize you're wishing for, is kind of coming to this point in your life, or in this situation particularly, where the truth is out. The truth is out there. Okay, X-Files. But the truth is important. This Page of Swords, I feel the energy is truth at all costs. And it's kind of precarious. Because truth at all costs is kind of a dangerous mantra to take on, or a motto, or philosophy to carry. It's a little naive. Truth at all costs. Does this make me look fat? Yes, you look like a freaking hippo. Like, does that help anybody? I don't know. But the sentiment of being clear, being understood, and being exacting or to the point with your conversation is kind of what I'm feeling. It's an immature energy. I'm going to tell you that. It's not immature as if you shouldn't want it. It's immature in the sense of be careful how you use it, or temper yourself, or, you know, kind of watch how you take this energy on, okay? Pages of Swords. Kind of one of the things that are traditionally said about the pages is that they're spies, that they're doing like stalking, and they're kind of doing like internet detective stuff. And the reason I chuckled is because like this guy's like some backyard samurai, right? He's like teaching himself the ways of like the ninja or something. So there's sort of, that's that immature side. It's like, okay, if you're really gonna like learn how to play with that sword or use that sword, shouldn't you be in like a dojo? Shouldn't you be like with a master? No, this person's like by themselves, teaching themselves. So there's this idea for you, Aries, that you might be wishing for information, you might be wishing for knowledge, or trying to see into a situation, the spying aspect, and tread lightly is how I want to say that. It's attached. Again, everything touches, yeah? So it's attached to your Ten of Swords and your High Priestess energy. So you could have reactionary. That could be reactionary. I want the truth, or I want to be clear in my conversations and communications with people, because back here I've been hurt. Back here I've been betrayed. Back here I have been left for dead, stabbed in the back, or I've lost something. This Page of Swords is very amped up. I'm not going to do that again. Nobody's going to cause me pain again. It's kind of what that feels like, yeah? He's also attached to the High Priestess. So some of you might be defensive and a little snippy or snide with the High Priestess, if it is your therapist or some other person that you're in counsel with. Or, again, you might have that like really defensive, sharp defensive energy towards information and insight that you get that isn't what you feel is helpful to you. You have a very challenging birthday reading, possibly the most challenging I've done. And I've only been doing these since Leo last year, so my gosh. Wow. And why would that be a wish? That might be a question for some of you. Why would I wish for that? Because there are upsides to the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is knowledgeable. The Page of Swords loves information, craves information, barters with information. So there's this idea, again, of the clarity and the knowledge and having clear communication, even if your approach to wanting or exacting that information is immature, a little biting, a little sharp. There is that wanting to clear the air. Look how clear, thank you, that scene is behind him. Again, we've got the rays of the sun, you know, surrounding him or kind of coming out from behind him. And he's in this clear meadow. Yeah? So that's how it can be a wish. That's how it can be, you know, something that you take on board and kind of utilize. But my caution is the immaturity of that page. The fact that it's the lowest of the court cards. Yeah? All right. Let's get an oracle for you guys. I've got them over here. I'm going to decide now which one to use. Give me a second. Wow, okay. I think, yeah, okay. All right, so you're going to get the Divine Circus Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Haven't used these in so long. Wow. That was interesting. All right. Looking for an oracle message for Aries during their birthday period between March 21st and April 20th, please. An oracle card for Aries during their birthday period between March 21st and April 20th, please. Oracle message to assist Aries during their birthday period between March 21st and April 20th. Thank you. All right, let's see what goes on. Aries, oracle message for Aries. And it's an oracle, so of course I don't use them often. So we will be reading from the book. All right, I'm gonna have to pick this one. Oh no, I'm not. There it is. Nebula Warrior, number 17. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, I almost dropped that book there. There we go. Oh, come on, book. There you are. All right, Nebula Warrior, number 17. Wow, it's been so long since I've used this deck. That's kind of crazy. All right, let's go. Some things in life are worth waiting for, but how do you fight with love? How do you fight without becoming bitter, hateful, tired, disconnected from the whole reason you needed to fight in the first place? To be a warrior for love and the soul, you have to be smart. You have to know how to fight without fighting, how to use the natural darkness on this planet as a way to birth new consciousness that is unafraid. Nebula Warrior isn't afraid of the dark. She isn't interested in the rules of war established by fear-loving minds. She creates her own rules, not based on what people want to believe, but based on what works to keep her free the minds and hearts of all beings. She comes to you now because whatever situation needs healing in your life or in your world, you have the power to bring it about. If you go for the goal directly, trying to force a change, you will be putting your considerable energy into pursuit and unintentionally set up resistance and repulsion. The stronger your energy, the more powerful this resistance will become. This is not the best way to use your power. You want your power to work for you, not against you. Creating responses of assistance and attraction, guiding rather than forcing the solution to come into being is a more effective use of your power. Then you can disempower negative influences and disarm naysayers, whilst drawing to you, helpers and opportunities to attain your goals, all from a relaxed, positive, loving state of mind. Do what you can each day. If you cannot do something you want to do, ask for help from the universe, then let it go. When you need to rest, take it. Okay? Wow. So I didn't get that pushing thing, but that could be why some of you are so exhausted here. Pushing, and then this need to reflect, and then all of that, like this release of control perhaps, or this release of having to power through something. That I did get, like powering through. I think I mentioned that, like pushing beyond your limits. Yeah? So interesting message with that oracle card for you, Aries. All right, guys, that is your birthday message. Did you like it? It's kind of a tough one to take. I'm not sure if you're going to like this. Or rather, did it resonate with you? If it did, I would encourage you to hit the like button. I would also encourage you to leave comments below. Also, subscribe to the channel and share this video across your social media platforms if you want to show people what's going on in your life, or if you know another Aries, or if you're watching for an Aries and you'd be like, here's your message, that would be amazing. I will be back with this particular reading in a year, assuming nothing like bars me from keeping this channel open. And then I will also be back soon to do your April 2019 readings, which is, you know, kind of like, well, this is the bonus reading. The birthday reading is the bonus. Everybody gets an April reading, but you guys get a birthday reading, okay? All right, Aries, I thank you so much for watching up until this point. Take care. Bye.